All right. Well, I'm back. Excuse me about the quivering hands were a little shaky this morning. I'm more or less back from my tooth infection. I was pretty sick, um, in horrible pain. It was just a rough week. But anyways, got the tooth yanked yesterday. Um, if you in northern Illinois, Rockford area, I strongly recommend the Rockford oral and maxillofacial surgery guys. Dr. Altman, I sit in the chair. He says, they get me ready, and he says, okay, well, he says you'll feel a little pop, and then he goes, as soon as he said that, he goes, it's out. So, Dr. Altman, his name was. So, Dr. Altman in Rockford, I definitely appreciate you and your staff. And I will be a repeat customer, I'm sure. I'd also like to thank a couple of the subscribers that commented on my update yesterday. Simple Man Mustang Diecast, Michael New Jersey Diecast 5535, and Bootleg Ramen Noodle. I definitely appreciate the comments of support, and I also appreciate anybody else that is supporting the channel. So what we're doing on this video today, it's kind of a special request. I got one of the subscribers is running Miller signs and he's having problems with it. So I'm going to show him and you guys how to take a Miller sign and hook it up properly. So we're going to do this best. I don't have a really good spot for the camera. I'm using the iPad, so it's going to be a little awkward, just to let you know. So if you want to learn how to hook up a Miller neon sign like I have on my layout, stay tuned. If not, please support the channel and watch the other videos, and enjoy your day. So let's start with this. I'm going to do the best I can with this here. Basically, the tools you're going to need to do the job, you're going to need, a wire cutter or scissors. You're going to need a stripper. You're going to need a small Phillips head screwdriver. Got this from an M2 model kit. They come with those. Excuse the shaking hands again. My hands are a little shaky this morning. And here's the sign that we're going to hook up. Just got it out of the package, so hopefully it'll work. All right. Now, it comes with a battery pack. You can see the battery pack right here. Now, the signs tend to act differently with a battery pack than they do with the adapter. I have found that a lot of times the signs run a little slower and they seem to have more problems with the batteries, especially when the batteries start to get a little low charge. And these EL lights will suck up batteries fast. So you're best off really if you're going to install these, unless you're making something that's like small and portable that you need to run battery power on, it's best to use the adapters. Now, Miller makes two different adapters. Two different power adapters. They make a one for 3 signs, which is a 300 milliamp one. Let's see if I can get this to... It's hard to do this with one hand here. Anyways, this one is 1,000 milliamps. It's the larger one. So when you order the power supply for Miller, you're going to want to order the big one, the one for 10 signs. They have one for 3 signs too that works fine. So, but that goes a little differently. It doesn't plug in as like this one does. That one you have to basically connect the wires and either solder them or twist them together. I can't solder, so I twist wires together. So what you're going to need is you're going to need these. This is going to, I think these are like 16 bucks or something like that, but you want the bigger one. And then this here is your power transfer board. And with this and this together, you can run up to 10 signs, or a combination of signs and LED lights. I run all my LEDs off of these too, even though this is a 4.5 volt system, and the LEDs are 3 volts. So if you run them without a resistor on a 4.5, you stand a pretty good chance of blowing them. They'll burn out. Just some won't. Some will take the extra voltage, but I found a lot of the lights won't. So if you use a street light, like what we get from We Honest, or what you might get off of Temu or wherever you get your 3-volt lights, you'll need to put the a regulator, or a resistor on. But this will run without any signs. You could run probably about 45 to 50 LEDs off of this. So that being said, let's start messing around with this a little bit here, and let me try to position the camera. I've just got the camera sitting on this table here, so I'm going to try to do this. So, like I said, here's your power adapter, okay, in the battery box. What we're going to want to do first is we're going to want to cut this battery box off. Now, if you want to save the battery box, you can. You could add a little, give a little extra wire to it and use it for some other purpose. It takes 3 double or AAA batteries. So if you have another use for it, I don't. So I'm cutting this bugger off right here, because I have about 30 or 40 of these things sitting around my shop, and I have no idea what to do with them, because I don't use them. So now we're going to strip the wires. Grab your handy dandy stripper. I strip it like this, and then I give it a spin. Oops, excuse me. A little bit of a oops, didn't get much of a spin on that one. So that'll braid your wires together better when you do that. Let's do this one and see if we get better luck. So just gonna twist it around a little bit. There we go. Now, at this point, you would put the wire on as long as you want to get to wherever you're gonna park your power transfer board here. But I'm not gonna put a wire on because I don't know how long I'm gonna go with this, and it's got long enough wires that I can wire it in. So basically, what I would do, you can solder your wires together. I twist them. So I'll take another wire. I've showed it on other videos, and I'll twist them together with a piece of shrink wrap on and then put the shrink wrap on, and that compress holds it together. And I tell you, I've done this for 10 years this way. I can't solder to save my life. I've tried, and I've never had any problems with the connections. So you got your wires off here. Now, your power adapter here, your power supply plugs right into this jack, like so. Let's undo this, because we're going to put power on this in a minute. Get this wire undone here. Sorry about that. I'm trying to keep my voice up, so hopefully you guys can hear me on this. It hurts a little bit to talk loud, but if you have any questions, put it in the comments if there's any questions at all about how to do this, or if I'm not covering something correctly enough. Just let me know in the comments. Or if you have any further questions. I mean, I'm doing this as a request for one viewer. So that shows, you know, that should show how important you guys are to me, that I'm going to do a video for one person's question. But I figure this is something that everybody who's interested in using the Miller signs would be interested in. So that's why I'm doing it as a video for everybody. So, all right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the sign on the connector. Okay. Now, if you notice, there's a red spot right here, and there's a white spot on here. Okay. So that's how you want to put your sign in. You want the red, you want the dots to match up. So what you want to do is you want to come in at a slight angle with it and just slide it on nice and easy. There we go. Okay. So now let's hook it up to the terminals here. Oops. Hands aren't that steady this morning. I do apologize again. Sometimes these terminals can be a little tight. That was a little tighter than I wanted it to be. Well, I got some on the end here that are open, so let's just do this. We're going to hook up these wires. Here and here. Okay, so we got our wires hooked up. The sign is hooked up. We are ready to plug it in. Let's see if I got a long enough cord. Oh, I might need another extension cord. Excuse me for a moment, guys. I am going to try to find an extension cord. Otherwise, I'm going to have to move the camera. Looks like I'm going to have to move the camera because I don't want to dig around for... Let's take this to another spot where I get some electricity on this. Take a walk through the shop here. Clean the mess. There's always a mess here. Okay, so let's put this guy right here. No, that's not the... bear with me, guys. No. Those are project cars. Okay, so let's plug this guy in and see what happens here. See if it works. Okay, well, if you notice here on there's an LED light. When you plug that in, and if that LED light doesn't come on, either your power supply is bad or you don't have your sign connected properly. So if you notice, you know, that your sign isn't working properly, double check your little green light here. Make sure that's operational. It might just be that the sign's control is glitching a little bit. Now, I've never turned this sign on yet, so we're going to see how it goes. This is an older sign, but I bought it straight from Miller Engineering. So, and they are good. If you get a bad sign, they're really good about replacing them. They do have good customer service. I'm trying to get this brought around here so you can see the controls here. Well, this is a little... Yeah, hang on here. I'm going to undo this wire so I can show you where the buttons are on this thing so I can explain this thing here. I did not have this worked out real well, I guess. So this is an informational video, so it could be, I guess, a bit longer, right? Okay. Try to get this in focus here. Okay. I don't know if you can see. You can see the power switches right here. Okay. Now over here, there's a button that's your controller for the sign. Okay. Now the Miller, excuse me, the Miller controls here have 46 sign patterns on it. So you got 46 to choose from. One or two will work for your particular sign. So what we're first going to do is we're first going to turn this thing on. We do have light. See it? Okay. So things to watch out for. Do not touch the edge of the sign. Don't do it while it's on. It does have a plastic coating on it, but some of the edges are bare, and you're going to get a 1,000 milliamp surprise, which isn't going to hurt you permanently, but it will make you, it will get your attention. It's not pleasant, so be very careful about that, and also be careful where you put your fingers on here when you're messing around with this thing. Okay, you're going to catch it. You'll catch a zap off of that really easy too. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to hold that down here. That's a pretty safe spot. Now I got my finger on the button. All right, so let's change the pattern. So that's not a bad pattern right there. I can have it light all up. I'll just go through some of the patterns so you can see what the different patterns look like. There we go. That's a good pattern. Now, if you want to reset this to start over again, just hold in the button and it'll start at the first pattern again. But that's how you get the proper pattern for the light. Now, these lights have overlays, so you can change the sign. There's like 6 different signs that you could make this out of. And the overlay is like a static sticker. It goes right over the top of it, so you can change it. So, but that is how you, this is how you wire in a Miller electroluminescent neon sign. Be very careful with them. They are fragile. You got to watch your plugging and unplugging. Make sure that you do the little angle with them, because if you go in and out with them, you can scrape off some of the connective material off the back of this, and that would wreck the sign and make you bummed out, because then you'd have to pay more money for another sign. Also, like I said before, watch the edges of the sign. You don't want to touch. You don't want to go right there. You go, yeah! And that's about the sound you'll make when you touch it. Trust me, I've done it many times. So now this little module has a little sticky back on it, which usually the adhesive doesn't last that long, but you can stick it where you need to. So just to review, excuse me, trying to get this thing in focus here. This iPad is kind of junky to use. You'll need your transfer board, and I recommend the big one because you can always add more into it. Make sure you get the larger adapter. They look identical. The only way you can tell the difference is that one says 300 milliamps on the back and the other one says 1,000 milliamps. Okay? Handle your signs carefully. You don't want to get dirt in there. And you definitely do not want to put these in a humid environment. I keep my studio at 60% humidity or less. And that I haven't had much problems that way. Um, but you know, once in a while, you're going to get a bad sign, uh, or they'll fail early. Um, you know, the electroluminescence, they can be kind of fragile sometimes. So, but Miller Engineering, like I said, is pretty good with their customer service. And if you have a problem with a sign, I've had them swap out a couple of them. So they are pretty proactive with that. Um, so watch the humidity, watch touching the sides, watch watch where you touch up in here. Uh, Up here is a pretty safe spot, right up on top. If you touch anywhere else around here, you're probably gonna get an owie zap. It's not gonna hurt you permanently, but it'll definitely make you yelp a little bit. At least it does me. Anyways, so if you have any questions about these or any questions about anything else I do, drop me a line, drop me a comment. I if I have to make a video to show you how to do it, I will. That's kind of what I'm here for, is to help other people to build like I do. And this gentleman that I'm showing this to, Billy, I think his name is. But anyways, he's had some problems with the Miller lights that I was helping him troubleshoot. So hopefully this will answer your questions. And like I said, if you got any questions, please ask. And also, please comment anyways. Please like, subscribe, and share. I don't know if I'm going to get another video out tomorrow or not. It's kind of a long one for me today. I'm talking more than I should. And I'm still a bit woozy yet from the ordeal I went through for the last week. So, anyways, watch the videos. If you guys go back and just put on the old videos and let them run and get me some view hours, I sure would appreciate it. And if you got any questions, please ask and I will answer. And I will see you guys next time.